Hello.
Thanks. Do we have the clicker?
Oh, sorry. This is for you.
All right, thank you, thank you. Happy Friday. Let's see if this works. I point there. All right. So I would like to start by giving you some background as to who we are and what we are doing here. So firstly, we have Bartek, who's not here with us today, unfortunately, for personal reasons, health-related. He represents Obi and the digital marketing team from Obi. Obi is a do-it-yourself market, one of the biggest in Poland, with over 60 physical stores in 40 cities. In the middle, you have me, Emil, from Performance Media. We are a digital marketing agency, one of the biggest also in the region, and we cooperate with Obi for several years now, mostly in the web dev and SEO activities. And finally, you have Damian from Senuto, our technological partner. Damian and Senuto develop SEO tools for the markets in the Central European markets, right?
Yes, right. Yeah.
And they are part of the White Press group. All right. You can now take a few seconds to scan the QR code so that you can download the presentation. The reason we are here today is because we've embarked on a journey, on a project to automate content creation, specifically speaking, SEO content creation for Obi. You've heard a lot today about automation, about what was it before that Chris said? Automation is the optimization of capitalism, I believe. So we're going to show you precisely how we do it for Obi with the tools developed by Senuto. So let's start with why we care, why SEO content is important for a brand like Obi. Well, search engines are one of the most important steps in the decision-making process for customers, and it's especially important for the research online purchase offline effect, which in case of Obi is very important because, as their own survey shows, almost 45% of people that don't make a purchase online through their e-commerce platform decide to go to the physical store. The digital team is, of course, asking questions. Why is that? Why aren't they buying our products online? Why are they going to the stores? Well, it has to do a lot with the product specification, because these are products that you actually want to feel, touch, see before you make a commitment, before you buy them, right? You won't buy plants online. You have to see how they look. So this is a challenge for them, but also a challenge for us. It means that we, in the digital ecosystem, have to be more dedicated to work on the providing them, our customers, helpful content on the digital platform. So even if they decide to go to the store, they already know what they can expect in the store, what they should be purchasing. That means developing a lot of content that covers the whole marketing funnel, from awareness, like inspirational content, to purchase, like detailed product descriptions. For this project, we've decided to focus on category pages, because category pages are really the backbone of every good e-commerce website. For us, there were also two other significant reasons. One of it, the first one was that 1/3 of users that actually do make a purchase through the e-commerce platform, obi.pl, they start their journey through a category page. So these category pages are very important for the conversion path. And the second reason to focus on these pages is that we know from a study performed by Senuto that optimizing content on these pages directly impacts how visible your website is in organic search. So just to be clear, when I say content, I'm not referring to like filters or the actual assortment, the listing. I'm talking about the text, the copy that you see most likely below the listings. And I would like to start also explaining you how was the process so far before we embarked on this new way of work. So the process, and I'm going to skip here a lot, just to give you an idea and a sense of there is a lot of steps. And there's a lot of also different roles. So you have the SEO specialist, you have the content specialist, you have the client, you have the web team doing the publication. So a lot of decision makers, and it's a process that's very lengthy. Does it work? Yes. In short, we see that investing time and money into these SEO content pieces on category pages improves our visibility. So the short answer, yes, it works, but it's slow and costly. So someone had an idea. Why not use ChatGPT and make everything faster and automate this process? Well, like with many automations, not everything goes smoothly. It turns out that it's not as simple as prompting ChatGPT, make a description of this category, and let's put it online. Usually the content that you would get is very far from optimal. Secondly, if you imagine you have thousands of categories and you have to do it manually for each category, that's not effective, right? So that's why we decided to embark on this joint project I called Damian. Damian, you guys are technological, you know how to do this stuff, how to automate and leverage the advances of AI to automate this process of content creation. Our requirements were simple. Whatever we do, whatever we came up, has to save us time and money and has to be scalable to other markets. So now Damian will walk you through the technological aspects of the solution.
Yeah, hello again. I will explain the technical part of the project. And I think that we are all familiar with ChatGPT, and I think it is a great tool for a lot of tasks in marketing and e-commerce, but it might be not the best choice when it comes to generate the content for e-commerces. And I will explain you why client failed using ChatGPT to create a category descriptions. First of all, you need to understand that category pages is a very specific pages because for one e-commerce, category car accessories could sell wheels, when the other could sell, for example, seats. And ChatGPT doesn't know anything about your inventory, so that's why it's a specific. And when you use a classical keyword research tools like, for example, Senuto, whatever you use, Ahrefs or something, you will come up with, those tools works based on Google search results. So they scroll URLs from top 20 results, and they try to find the keywords that the competitors use. And we ended up with the same problem because we have keywords that doesn't match our stock. Okay, so for example, I have done a brief for category car accessories, and we have keywords like car phone holder, car vacuum cleaner, car window shade, and we know that we can't find any of those products on OB page. So even if we find some kind of general keyword like truck accessories, we know that OB only sell car mats, so we will end up with hallucinations. So ChatGPT doesn't know anything about our stock. So if we use the classical keyword research, we will end up with sentences like, in OB you will find a wide selection of trunk organizers, and we know you won't find such a product. So even if you are motivated enough, if you crawl the page, store all the products, if you make a keyword research, if you store all the information that is needed, like filters, navigation filters, you will end up with crappy content using ChatGPT. And it is because language models are lazy. By the way, there is a funny fact about ChatGPT. If you offer a tip to ChatGPT, in average, the output will be 6% longer than without the tip. But coming back to laziness, there is a research that said if the context of your prompt is very long, some of the information from the prompt will be missing. And the rule is the longer prompt you use, the probability of missing some information is higher. Of course, language models are not mature technology, so I think in the near future those problems will disappear. For example, last month Claudio Triopo's model was published, and they promised to use the whole context, but we still have to face the problem somehow. So even if you want to overcome the laziness problem, you have to split prompts into smaller steps. So for each part of category description creating, you have to use different prompt in ChatGPT. And it becomes Sisyphean work, because imagine that some of the e-shops have thousands of categories. So if making one category by ChatGPT takes 2 hours of work, it means that if you want to describe a few thousand of categories, you need to spend 4 years of work doing only that pieces of content. So it's not scalable that way. So that's why, okay, and we have also different kind of problems when it comes to content generated by ChatGPT. And it's readability. Those content are very hard to read and very hard to absorb for the reader. There is something called perplexity. It means that ChatGPT doesn't know how to use a wide range of language. So these texts look unnatural. And there is something called burstiness, which means that ChatGPT can come from easy sentences to very hard sentences. It's not smooth. So when human write the content, it's very smooth. When ChatGPT write the contents, you can mix long sentences, short sentences, hard sentences, easy to understand sentences, and it's look very crap. So this is an example of content that was generated by ChatGPT, and as you can see, you can spot, you can easily see that it was generated by AI. And what we can see here, this piece of content have paragraphs of the same length, also numerous repetition during the content, and also long sentences mixed with short ones, and lack of formatting. And that's how ChatGPT content looks like. And it's crappy, so you don't want to have such a content on your website, for sure. And I will explain you how we solve all those problems that I presented. To solve the... I'm sorry, this doesn't work well. Okay. We needed to tackle those problems from 2 angles. The one angle is technology problem. The second angle is a prompt engineering problem. And let's stop for a second on the technology itself. So this is a chart which presents how the technology works step by step, and I will explain you how these steps solve those problems that I presented. So the first part of this process resolved the problem with matching the OB stocks with the keywords. So what we did here, we crawl the category page, we store all the information in our database. So we store the product names, filters, and so on. We made a classical keyword research, and using AI, we feed the keywords to the stock. The second part of the process resolved the problem with LLM's laziness. So what we did here, we split the process for smaller steps. So we're making sure that the context is not too long. And we also use embedding technology. Embedding technology is called long-term memory for language models. So we deliver the context where it's needed. And the last part of this process resolved the general problems with AI content like readability or perplexity. And when we generate the first version of description, we rewrite it 4 times. Every single description, we rewrite it 4 times, and we solve those problems. But it looks quite difficult, but from the user perspective, user need to upload an XML file with the URLs, clicks just 4 times, and we deliver thousands of category descriptions in 1 day. It is possible. And its video shows how it works in app. So user provide the file with URLs, just create a project. We crawl all the needed data, so we crawl headings, we making sure there is no cannibalization problem. And as I said, user click just 4 times. We collect all the data for the user. We have a draft version of the content here, and we rewrite it 4 times. And the final piece of content looks much, much better. So it is the final version of the description, which doesn't have all the problems which I mentioned. And from the other angle, there is a prompt engineering problem, which is also very important. And this is an example prompt which we used. And as you can see, this is very detailed instruction to LLM. So what we have, we always use role playing. We always use very detailed task descriptions, very detailed instruction, and very fitted context to the prompt. And only to generate one description, we use 16 prompts and 3 different language models. And this is a representation, like for generating one description, we need to use 120,000 tokens. This is the representation of medium-sized book. So for each character in category description, we use 36 characters of the context. And when it comes to language models, the quality of the output depends on the quality of the input. And the ones who said that ChatGPT or OpenAI is not suitable for creating content is the ones who failed to overcome those problems with prompt engineering. And what I want to say also that we need to, if we want to create content by language models, we need to treat AI in a different way. We need to treat language models as a language processor, not a source of knowledge, because there is not a lot of knowledge in ChatGPT about your business. You have to provide the knowledge and then use language model as a processor of this knowledge. And this is a final example of the description. As you can see, we don't have the same problems as we had in ChatGPT. So we have well format here. We have points, we have table, we have sentence of various length, and also we have no repetition at all at this text. And thanks to that, thanks to the process, we are able to pass all the AI detections tests. So this is a tool called Originality AI, and this tool, what this tool does, it checks whether your content is AI generated or not. But thanks to our process, the tool thinks that the content was written by human. And I think that it is the same for Google. Google won't be able to spot the difference between the content we provide than the content provided by human. Now your part, Emil.
Yes. Did we achieve what we set out to do? We've definitely were able to split the process now into 2 steps, 2 phases. One which is fully automated, which is delivered by Senuto's tool. But it still requires a lot of manual work in terms of selecting the links, in terms of giving the actual feedback and fact-checking to make sure that there are no hallucinations in the final copy. And publication is still manual. We've decided to run a simple case study, like a test with 300 categories, and test what were the results of that experiment. So we started pretty late February with this case study, with this test, where we did some publications in small batches. And the results are promising because on the pages, on the category pages where we've published these new AI-generated content, we've seen an increase in traffic, an increase in time on page, a decrease on bounce rate, so hopefully someone's reading that content. But most importantly, we were able to automate the content creation and generate savings. We still need more data to confirm these results in the long run, but one thing is for sure, we are able to generate savings for the client's budget, which is very important because clients' expectations about the budget and our expectations are usually a mismatch. There's always less budget than everybody would want there to be. So how much are we able to actually save on a single copy? So on average, the retail price for one text for that category page is about 90 euros. The AI price, including the human work to do the linking and fact-checking, is about 15 euros per copy. So that's 6 times lower than it used to be. So this is the biggest advantage. You might ask if this is safe. Maybe you heard that Google will punish anyone who's using AI-generated content, like to spam the internet. We have reasons to believe that our approach is safe. because category pages, in our case of Obi, is just 2% of all pages from the website. We are adding content to pages which existed already for many, many years. This is not the only content on the whole page where we are working with, and we publish it in small batches. So what's next for us? Firstly, product descriptions. So the next stage of the marketing funnel, we see a lot of products out there on the client's website, on the e-commerce platform that have very little description, or some of them don't have any description at all. So Damian, how are you going to do that? I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay. So from the technical perspective, we will use fine-tuned model for product descriptions because all of e-commerces have some particular format of product description. So I think we will fine-tune a model. So fine-tune a model is a technique of working with language models which let you to use language models the way you want it. So language models will behave as you want it to. So for example, we'll update 2,000 existing product descriptions to the model, and we fine-tune the model by this data, and then we'll easily generate next descriptions.
All right. Then we have the whole website architecture of the categories. We see, you probably can't understand it, but there are some categories which have very weird naming, like more toys for kids. I don't know if those are precisely toys or wild birds. So how are we going to do that?
Thanks to our data and thanks to AI, we will be able to deliver information, what categories are missing, what categories clients should create, and what products should be contained on that category page. So the numbers of the categories will be grown, and we also will publish the content right there. So
all right, sounds good. And we would like to automate also the internal linking because that takes a lot of time. Do you know how we can do that?
Yeah, this is quite complicated process from the perspective of the technology, but let's say we'll use embeddings models from OpenAI, which will let you to compare two pages, the similarity of two pages, so we'll be able to exactly know what kind of internal links should be put on what kind of website pages. So yeah, that's how we will do that.
Okay. Well, one thing is for sure, we're going to expand this tool to all other markets where Obi operates, and they've estimated that once they do it, they can generate a saving of 200,000 euros in total. That's a lot of budget that they can redirect to other digital channels.
Yeah, and I think that we have to understand that times change. So AI comes to the game, and agencies need to understand that they need some technological partners that will help them to use AI to leverage the processes and automate the processes. And the client needs to be enough courage to test those processes. So thanks God that we have Performance Media and Obi who have enough courage to use AI content
and our project will be continued. So
yeah, follow us,
and maybe next year we'll be able to tell you more about the results. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You can find us over there in WordPress both. So if you want to talk with us about AI or how to use AI to scale the content processes, we are happy to talk with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dziękuję. Chcę tylko tą wodę.